It's the spare at work, waiting for my trailer to get loaded. So this Jeffrey Epstein thing, I already said what I said about it. Made videos about it. I told y'all this is some sort of psyop or a hoax. There's a new video that came out, an interview with Jeffrey Epstein. If you pay attention, well, you don't gotta pay attention, is that they tell you right on the thing. He's doing an interview. It starts off, he's wearing a white shirt and glasses. Then it cuts automatically to a totally different him, the same scenery in the back, but him wearing all of a sudden a black shirt and different glasses. The interviewer asked him, he said, "Oh, you changed glasses?" Then he said, "Yeah, I changed shirt." Trust when I tell you, this is not what it looks like. I know we all want it to be a certain thing. There's this list, this pedo stuff, and I'm not saying that that's not part of it. But this is way more different than what they're showing us it is. For one, the way he switched that shirt on that video, the white shirt and then went to the black shirt, that's either one of a couple different things. That's either a continued interview, like maybe that interview was started at a different time and they added more onto it. The stuff he said with the black shirt was more stuff that he's putting onto it. Either it's two different interviews from two different times, and they're trying to splice it into one. Because it just cuts to the scene and the dude's like, "Oh, you changed your glasses." Well, he would have had to have gotten up, went away, came back. There would be no need for the dude to have to say all that. So that right there is a red flag to me, that the interviewer was like, "Oh, you changed your glasses." And he's like, "Oh yeah, and I changed shirt." So that's a red flag. Another thing is that it could also represent the chessboard, the white and the black of the chessboard, because obviously this is, like I said, is a psyop. You know what I'm saying? That last part, the second part of the interview with the black shirt was probably just done recently. The first part might have been done at like before at a different time, trying to hide the fact that he's still alive. And trust when I tell you, I know I said this 1,000 times. I keep telling y'all, Jeffrey Epstein is the character Raymond Reddington on the blacklist. I'm telling you, just like before, I was calling Kanye the Rain Man of rap for years and years and years. I made it up. I was saying that for years. Then he finally himself came out on who was it? I think it was Drink Champs, and called himself the Rain Man of rap. You know what I mean? It's going to be revealed at some point that the show called The Blacklist, Raymond Reddington, that character, is based off the life of Jeffrey Epstein. I guarantee you. Everything about that show, The Blacklist, is what Jeffrey Epstein is in real life. That's what he's doing. That's what they're showing him do. They fake deaths. They let him out of jail. All this stuff because Jeffrey Epstein, and also this disappearance of this news reporter's mom right now. I don't know for sure, of course, but I think that has something to do with this whole Epstein situation. Something that lady knows they're trying to guard her from saying, keep her from talking about, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Either the lady herself or the daughter, the reporter, has some information about this thing. And of course, we just seen that it's been released that on 4chan, the night before Jeffrey Epstein supposedly was killed, one of the guards put on 4chan that they saw him leave out in a wheelchair and stuff like that, and out of the jail, and they put somebody else in there. That's all basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? And also this whole thing, Jeffrey Epstein's talking about the Illuminati and the Rockefellers and all this type of stuff. Yeah, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because that gives the answer to all the people, like all this people like me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been into this stuff for years. It's a perfect explanation. And now we could all sit there and be like, "Yeah, I told you this is what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein. This is where it's all happening. That and the Illuminati and this and that and that and this." But whatever they tell us is never what it is. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Diddy situation. I feel like they was trying to do this whole thing with Diddy, but it backfired because it didn't work. Too many people started not believing the Diddy stories, even though some people still don't like him. But as far as the whole Rico, they try to turn it didn't go how they wanted to go. So now they was holding this Epstein situation, possibly, I don't know. And now they're trying to use it with this to put it all on that, like all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Jeffrey Epstein works for the people who really run the world. That's the situation here. He's not working for just Israeli intelligence or just this and that. Just like the character Raymond Reddington was so tied into so many different people on so many different levels, so many different governments, so many different shadow governments, because He has all the information on everybody. They wouldn't allow Jeffrey Epstein to die because people like him, if he dies, he would have in place that certain stuff would come out upon his death through other means. And the people that he has blackmailed and knows too much information about, they know this. You know what I'm saying? They know that they couldn't allow him to die because that's how he stays ahead, stuff like that, the information. They would know that, look, if I die in his jail, if I go to jail for whatever the case may be, and I die, this stuff will be released. And they can't allow that because at this point now is affecting the whole entire government safety and homeland protection and stuff like that. Homeland safety at this point. You know what I mean? And they've been doing this, like they got people that have been down to the island. They probably been bringing all these famous people that are entertainers, rappers, or whatever down there for years. Because they knew they was going to do this. This has been in plans for years. Like, people like us plan, they call people like, oh, he got a 5-year plan. These people that really run the world got 50-year, 100-year, 200-year plans. You know what I'm saying? This shit is all a psyop. It's all a psyop. That's what I'm telling you. But that thing with him changing shirts, that means something during that interview. Like I said, that means either this interview was 2 different times, or he's trying to signify it all. And this is another thing too. They're releasing all these Epstein tapes, miraculously, all these videos and all this information coming out now. Some of this stuff is for them to communicate. Like maybe him switching that shirt, maybe that was a communication to other people that are involved or whatever the case may be to signify something that's about to happen next or whatever's about to come next. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to definitely use this Epstein situation as a means to have a major event. And so something major is going to happen behind this. Maybe some video is going to come out of some politicians or some important people that's going to be so devastating that is going to force America to have to change something immediately or something or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be something devastating that's going to come out on these tapes. It didn't come out yet. And keep in mind, it could be AI. It might not even be real. You know what I'm saying? You always got to keep that in mind. A lot of this shit could be probably AI. These tapes and all this stuff that's going to come out. Because they probably got dirt on certain people, and they probably got dirt on them that's enough to make them never want it to come out. So they can make any other video on top of that. Then you got people like Prince Andrew and them down there on all fours, being videotaped, looking into the camera. That shit could either be AI or that could be maybe they was under some kind of drugs or something like that. Because why would a person like Prince Andrew or whatever Prince it was allow himself to be photographed and videoed like that, looking directly into a camera? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So this Jeffrey Epstein thing is a psyop. That's what I tell you. It's not what they're telling us it is. They're telling us something different just to reel everybody in. Everybody's paying attention to this stuff now. So when they drop some real stuff that's going to come along with this, then everybody's looking. Then it's going to be devastating. You know what I'm saying? Once I see them talking about the Illuminati and the Rockefellers and all this stuff, I'm like, this is too perfect for people like me that have been talking about this type of stuff for years. Now it all comes out. He's talking about this and that. And it just don't make no sense. And also, all these tapes sitting around and giving people the opportunity, they're also trying to put him into a light of like he's this smart dude, like talking about all this stuff. And he is a clever joker on these tapes and what he's saying and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff he's talking about. But a red flag to me on that interview that jumped out to me is they were talking about the economy, and he said that nobody really understands how it all works. And that was a red flag to me too. Of course, certain people understand how it works. The people that control it or run it understand how it works. Just like when they shut down the whole world during the C-19 situation, that proves that they understand how this works. If they couldn't understand how this whole thing works, they couldn't have coordinated a situation like that in such a small amount of time where they shut down the whole entire world over the course of a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that went in every different department of the world just didn't ask no questions and was just in on it and went along with it. To the point that the one day when I woke up and and I seen on TV it was like a wrestling WWF or something like that, and they had fake people they had a fake audience and all that. That's when I realized that. Even before that I already knew, but that's when I really realized that this is all this stuff is controlled by the same people. You can't just push a button like that and have every entity, all walks of industry, elite stuff, and everybody just follows the script without asking questions. And then another thing with this Bill Gates situation, the Joker, who's the head of the World Health Organization, or the top donor, or whatever he is to them, the orchestrator of all this C-19 stuff. You mean to tell me that he would have had to go to Jeffrey Epstein to get some goddamn vaccination because he called it STD from a prostitute? He would have to go to Jeffrey Epstein for that? It doesn't make any sense at all, man. When I heard that, I was like, this shit don't make no damn sense. Bill Gates would have had to go to Jeffrey Epstein to get some vaccine for an STD. We're talking about the person who controls the damn World Health Organization. And yeah, Bill Gates is a Rockefeller. We know that. We've been to, he was really a Rockefeller, Bill Gates. But Jeffrey Epstein talking about the Illuminati and all that stuff in that interview, it's too perfect. This whole thing fits together too perfect. You know what I'm saying? There's something they're not telling us with this shit. Like I said, I think that reporter's mom that got kidnapped, I think this definitely has something to do with the situation. They grabbed her up. But make no mistake about it, this shit is a psyop. I said it a million times, I've been saying it for years. Jeffrey Epstein, watch the show The Blacklist. If you've never seen the show called The Blacklist, watch The Blacklist. The character Raymond Reddington, that's based on Jeffrey Epstein's life, I guarantee you. One day they'll say it. One day somebody will say it, either they'll say it or it'll come out. Because like I told y'all for years, Kanye's the Rain Man and rapper. He came out and said it himself. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it, man. And don't get wrapped up in all this stuff. This shit is all, I don't want to say distraction, but it's all orchestrated. This shit is all, you should know by now. You can't trust nothing these people say, no matter how sensational it looks, how juicy it is, how much you want to believe it because it's a good story and stuff like that. And for a person like me, this really should be like, the best thing ever. Like for a conspiracy person, a person like me who's been talking about all this kind of shit for years with rituals and all the stuff they be doing. But they're never going to, whenever they tell us something so direct, that's never what it is. Like I said in my last video, who controls these files? Who's in control of this stuff? Who has the authority to determine what gets redacted and what don't? And it's too much. Way too much corruption between the people that got these files, so-called files, and us, the American people. The system is way too corrupt. These people are way too corrupt. I don't believe nothing they say, especially when they try to tell us what something is. That's when I really be like, hold up, this is something different. Maybe it's partly what it is. Maybe they got some of these celebrities on tape doing certain stuff. That's just part of the blackmail situation. But this shit is way different than what they're telling us it is. And there's going to be a major event that's going to happen behind this. But that's about it, man. I'm just waiting for my load to get ready. I can kill a couple of minutes. Figure out how to make this video. Hit the like button if you haven't. Well, nobody has. Ain't a goddamn like apparent in the whole goddamn thing at all. But hit the like button. That's about it, man. About to get on this road. Got a couple 100 miles.